Did you know the average car owner is shelling out over $3,000 on cold start engine damage repairs? That's outrageous. And get this, 80% of those repairs are downright preventable. Mechanics won't spill the beans, but most cold start damage is caused by rookie mistakes they cash in on fixing. Well, I'm here to flip the script. Stick around because I've got 6 cold start secrets that mechanics hope you'll never uncover. Trust me, at the end, I'll arm you with crucial techniques that could save your engine from bleeding your wallet dry. First up, you've got to figure out what goes down inside your engine during a cold start. Don't panic. I'll make this simple. Picture your engine like a top athlete. Would you send your star runner out for a marathon without a proper warm-up? Absolutely not. Your engine needs that same kind of love. Here's the deal. When your engine is cold, 4 major things happen. Mistake number 1. Thick oil. Your engine oil gets thick. Think honey in a fridge, making it barely able to flow. At 0 degree F, your oil moves 10 times slower than usual. That means engine parts are spinning dry during those crucial first seconds. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Mistake number 2. Weak battery. Cold weather zaps your battery's power. At 0 degree F, it's only running on about 50% of its usual juice. Imagine trying to sprint with your legs made of lead. Your starter motor has to straining, working twice as hard just to get things rolling. Mistake number 3. Fuel atomization. And here's a kicker. Most folks don't know. Your fuel doesn't atomize correctly in the cold. What does that really mean? Instead of a fine mist for burning, it's more like tossing water balloons in there. This poor fuel atomization means your engine stutters and sputters during those first few minutes. Not what you want, right? Mistake number 4. High RPM idle. Ever notice your engine revs up higher when you crank it in the cold? That's not a problem. It's a survival tactic. Your engine idles at around 2,500 RPM instead of the usual 800 RPM to help warm up faster and stave off stalling. It's your engine doing its own warm-up exercises, but guess what? If you ignore it, you risk major damage. So, don't let them scare you. You're armed with insider knowledge now. Trust your car manual, pump the brakes on those costly repairs, and learn how to protect your engine. Because if you don't, you'll just keep throwing money into the abyss. Walk away from those repair shops with your head held high and start treating your engine right. Listen up, because what I'm about to share is the real deal. Your engine? It's freezing. Yes, you heard me. When it's cold, metal contracts, and when it heats up, it expands. When you fire up that cold beast, those metal components are just grinding against each other like they're at a bad boxing match. For the first 30 seconds to 5 minutes after starting your car, you're playing with fire. Do you want to risk serious damage with every cold start? Spoiler alert, you probably don't. Here's a nugget most drivers don't know about. Your catalytic converter. Yeah, that pricey hunk of metal in your exhaust system? It's practically worthless during cold starts. Why? Because when your engine's cold, it's sucking down extra fuel, which we call running rich. Think of your catalytic converter as a temperature-sensitive filter. If it's cold, guess what? It can't do its job. All that extra fuel? It can wreak havoc down there, potentially destroying your converter in just a few years. And get this, swapping it out will set you back anywhere from $800 up to $3,000. Ouch. Now let's dive into the cold start blunders I see day in and day out. These aren't just boo-boos. These are engine assassins laying waste to your wallet. The first massive mistake? You're making a critical mistake if you think standing still will warm up your car better. Seriously, wake up. When you idle, that fuel isn't burning completely. It's just sitting there, and some of it is sneaking past your piston rings, mixing with your engine oil. Do you want diluted oil? I didn't think so. Here's my golden rule for you. Start your car, wait just 30 to 60 seconds for the oil to circulate properly, then hit the road. Watch those RPMs drop a little. Stick under 3,000 RPM for the first few minutes. Trust me, gentle driving warms your engine faster and more evenly than idling ever will. Plus, it gives your oil a fighting chance at circulating and ensures your fuel burns completely. Using the wrong oil viscosity. This is gigantic. In cold weather, if your oil is too thick, it's like trying to pour maple syrup through a straw. It just doesn't flow. Your engine needs that oil immediately at startup. Too thick? Some parts won't get the lubrication they desperately need. Now, let's tackle mistake number 3, one that's silently killing engines everywhere. Revving your engine the split second you start it. I get it, that roar feels good. But when you rev a cold engine, those metal parts are just smashing into each other. That noise? You know the one? It's piston slap. It's your engine screaming for help. The second blunder, idling too long to warm it up. Let's clear this up. Modern fuel-injected engines are engineered to warm up with light driving, not sitting still like a statue. Here's the kicker. When your engine's cold and idling, it's drinking in too much fuel to keep things stable. But at idle, it's not working hard enough to hit that optimal temperature. It's like trying to warm up by doing nothing. So, what's the takeaway? Stop those bad habits cold. Treat your engine right, or you might find yourself shelling out serious cash down the road. Trust your car manual, not hearsay. Save your engine. Save your money. Don't let them scare you. Keep your foot off the revs and drive it gently until it's warmed up. You'll thank yourself later. Trust me. Now, on to mistake number 4. If you're making too many short trips without letting your engine hit full operating temperature, you're in trouble. Want to know why? Because I see the damage from this almost weekly in my shop. Here's the deal. During combustion, your engine creates water vapor. In a warmed-up engine running at about 195 to 220 degrees Celsius, that moisture gets vaporized and exits through the exhaust. But on those short drives, your engine never gets hot enough. That moisture stays trapped in your oil, in your crankcase, and your exhaust system. In cold weather, it worsens. The moisture combines with combustion byproducts to create acids that are literally eating away at your engine. And now, mistake number 5. One that's obliterating turbocharged engines more often than you might believe. You absolutely need to pay attention to how you shut down your engine, because this directly impacts your next cold start. Let me break it down for you. Your turbocharger is a finely tuned beast, spinning at up to 200,000 RPM and hitting temps over 1,000 degrees Celsius. The only lifeline for this precision component? A constant flow of oil. If you've been driving hard, especially at highway speeds, that turbo is scorching hot. You turn off your engine and what happens? The oil flow stops instantly, but that turbo is still spinning like crazy. What's the result? That trapped oil in your turbo starts to cook. Don't let negligence drain your wallet. Take these tips seriously and keep your engine running smoothly. Ignorance costs you. It's time to take action. Listen up. That fresh, cool oil, that's your engine's lifeline. Without it, things go downhill fast. Oil breaks down, turns into sludge, and guess what? You're left with carbon deposits on your turbo's bearings and shaft. Yeah, those deposits don't just hang out. They're like sandpaper shredding your precision turbo components every time you fire up that engine in the cold. You want to protect your ride? Here's your wake-up call. After hitting the highway or pushing that pedal hard, don't just kill the engine. Let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds. It allows fresh oil to flow through and cools down those crucial parts. Simple, right? But here's where it gets ugly. Some mechanics even screw this up. You know that instinct to crank the heater to max the second you crank your engine? Stop right there. That move is killing your warm-up process. Here's the skinny. Your heating system hijacks heat from your engine's coolant. Best case scenario, there's this little radiator called the heater core. When you blast that heater, you're shoving cold coolant through it. Max speed. Not good. Your engine needs to warm up, and you're pulling heat away before it can get up to its magic numbers between 195 and 220 degrees Celsius. You want efficient fuel burn? Proper oil flow? Well, you can't have it both ways with a cold blast. For the first 5 minutes, keep that heater off or dial it down to low. Wait for that temp gauge to get to a quarter mark before you crank it up. You want to start your car the right way in the cold? Here's the deal. When you turn the key, sensors everywhere are sending info to the engine control module like it's life or death. Air temp, engine temp, you name it. Your ECM is in control, calculating the ideal air-fuel mix for that cold start. It knows cold fuel doesn't atomize well and throws in extra fuel to save you. Now, if you mash the gas pedal during all this, you're ruining those priceless calculations. Got an older carbureted engine? That's a different ball game. But for the rest of you, trust your car. Stop guessing. Protect your investment, because letting them drain your wallet with unnecessary repairs is just not an option. Listen up. Let's break down some car maintenance secrets that the industry won't tell you. You think you know how to start your car? Think again. Depending on the model, it might only need one gentle pump of the gas pedal before you crank it up. Just one. Too much pumping? You're drowning the engine with fuel. Now, here's the kicker. Those first minutes after starting, they matter more than you think. Let your car idle for 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Seriously, this isn't just a suggestion, it's crucial. Imagine your engine getting a warm-up before the big race. Would you sprint without warming up? Of course not. Once that brief warm-up is over, start driving, but go easy. Keep those RPMs under 2,500 for the first 5 to 10 minutes. But my temperature gauge says it's warm. Don't be fooled. Just like you wouldn't jump into a freezing pool without testing the water, don't trust that gauge. Oil takes time to warm up. For those of you battling the brutal winter, if it's below 38 degrees, let me make this clear. A block heater isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Here's the lowdown. This little device gets installed right into your engine block, and when you plug it in, it prevents your coolant from turning into an ice cube and keeps your oil flowable. Why does it matter? Because when you start your engine, your oil is already at a manageable viscosity. Turn that key without a block heater in the freezing cold, and you're asking your starter to crank through oil as thick as molasses. Not a wise move. And as for those remote starters, sure, they're handy. But don't let your car idle for more than a minute or two. Why? Because a car warms up faster when you're driving it gently than when it's just sitting there wasting time. Now let's talk about a mistake I see time and again: skipping the proper warm-up for your automatic transmission in the cold. Think about it. Your transmission is a maze of hydraulic passages. If you want it to last, give it the time it needs to warm up. So here's my advice. Don't be the driver who gets taken for a ride, literally. Take care of your engine, respect the cold, and trust your car manual. Your wallet will thank you later. Did you know that your transmission fluid is thinner than a human hair? Yeah, seriously. But that's only part of the story. When winter hits, especially when temperatures plummet below 20 degrees, that fluid turns into sludge. Picture it. You jump in your car, shift into drive, and bam! You feel that brutal clunk. What's happening? Your clutch packs and valve bodies are choked up, starving for the hydraulic pressure they desperately need. And trust me, it only gets worse. Below 10 degrees F, rubber seals can shrink, leading to fluid bypassing where it's supposed to flow. I saw this nightmare firsthand with a 2005 Subaru Outback. Slipped right into neutral during cold starts. And guess what? It took forever to warm up. Can you imagine being late because your car just won't cooperate? Don't let that happen to you. Now let's talk fuel quality. Think all gas is created equal? Think again. Those bargain gas stations in winter, they skimp on winter additives. When the temperature drops, low-quality fuel can freeze in your lines. Yep, it's like trying to sip a milkshake through a frozen straw. Don't risk it. Stick with reputable gas stations, or risk being stuck in the cold. And diesel drivers, listen up. Your engines operate on compression ignition. That means they need extra time to warm up. Those little glow plugs, they need a moment to do their job. Give your diesel about 30 extra seconds before you roll out. It's a small price to pay to avoid big headaches down the road. Let's dive into your winter maintenance checklist, because skipping this could drain your wallet and leave you stranded. First up, get your coolant tested. I'm not talking a simple, is it full job. No way, you need to know its freeze point. Next, don't overlook your battery. Just because it shows 12 volts doesn't mean it's good to go. A proper load test reveals the truth about its lifespan. And for heaven's sake, don't forget your fuel system. Inspect that fuel filter and lines thoroughly. Neglecting them could mean major headaches when winter strikes. So, gear up, take action, and don't let the season catch you off guard. Listen up. Here's an insider tip. Check your fuel system for water. Seriously, don't ignore this. You could be setting yourself up for disaster. Trust me, you don't want that. Expensive repairs? No thanks. If you found this juicy info helpful, do me a solid and smash that subscribe button. I've got countless insights lined up that will save you hundreds of dollars on car repairs. Want to avoid those wallet-draining mechanics? I've got your back. Got your own chilling cold start stories or burning questions? Toss them in the comments below. I thrive on your experiences and fight to answer as many as I can. Let's face it, car trouble in the winter is no joke. Treat your car right during those icy starts and it will treat you right for years. Don't let them scare you. Trust your manual and take control. Your car deserves it, and so does your wallet.